Daytime baseball here on MLB Network. Today it's the finale of this four-game set between the Atlanta Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Braves will attempt to cap this four-game series with a sweep. That's coming up next. Madison Bumgarner gets handed the ball for the fourth and final game of the series. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, Matt, this guy has a great mix of fastballs. He has a four-seamer that's straight that he'll ride up in the zone, and then he has the cutter, which breaks away. Two pitches that look the same, that have different angles and different breaks. And if he has a good cutter this afternoon, that makes his four-seam fastball up in the zone that much better.
Striding into the box, Ozzie Albies. And we are ready for some daytime baseball. Heading out towards shallow right. Calhoun has to come in a few steps, but he has it for route number one.
Batting second, the shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Dansby Swanson lining up to hit. Couple of hits for him in 4 trips to the plate last night. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Bumgarner has thrown north of 1,800 big league innings in his career, and during that time he sent over 1,700 batters packing via the strikeout. And he takes this one high, 1-1. Well, guys, these Diamondbacks, as they begin play, they come in a real funk to start the year. Still searching for what's been an elusive first win.
Yeah, Matty V, it hasn't been the best of times, D-Roll. They've lost the first 3 games of this set at home, and the last thing you want to do is get swept in a 4-game series at home. You need to win this one.
Yeah, it can't happen. Can't get swept 4 games in a row on your home turf. Watch for the manager to make. He's going to make moves, and he's going to make them quick. I don't know what they're going to be pitching, hit and run. Something's happening today.
So next up will be Freddie Freeman. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. In there for strike one. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Clyde Washington.
Yeah, Matty, Clyde's my type of umpire. I didn't mind the low strike zone, and that's exactly what he has. If you're not going to give him above the belt, I'm okay with it.
Bro, you know one of the things I guess with...
Oh, and he can't come up with it. And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. Braves are set down 1-2-3. And now Arizona gets its first opportunity in a scoreless ball game. Cole Hamels is the man on the mound for the 4th game of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, taking a look at the numbers, you see that ERA a little under 4 last season. But I think his team and organization, they're expecting some bigger and better things out of him this year. We'll see if he can get off to a better start in this one.
So digging in now, Ketel Marte. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The center fielder, Ketel Marte.
Now the pitch. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. Guys, one of D-Row's former employers, the Braves, as they begin play here this afternoon. It's so far so good as they enter play 3-0 on the young season.
Yeah, Matty, this team is beaming with confidence right now. 3-0 on the road trip and looking for a 4-game sweep. That does not happen often in this game.
And that'll get down out there near the wall. And he will start the bottom of the first with a leadoff 2-base hit.
Left fielder really never had a chance at that one at all. It was over his head before he knew it, bouncing off the base of the wall for an easy double. Those are the kind of shots anyone would feel good about.
Stepping in now, Nick Ahmed, as he'll take one up in the zone, but indeed in the strike zone for the first strike. Left side. Swanson scoops it up. Throw just in time, and oh, that was awfully close.
Batting third, no left fielder, David.
Standing in, David Peralta. First appearance for him here with the leadoff man still at second and one gone now. Has a look, now the pitch. A bouncer up the middle. Swanson picks it up, and there are two away now.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
Cole Calhoun will stand in now. He's been a non-factor in the series. No hits to this point. Hamels comes set. First pitch on its way. Looked like he tried to pull it there, but he swings right through the fastball.
Well, they've really had an answer for keeping him in check in this series. He's offered very little resistance with the bat in his hand so far.
Ready with the 0-1. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
These are the moments right here. You got a good pitcher on the mound. You don't know if these opportunities are going to present themselves throughout the course of the game. You have to capitalize in this situation.
Count is 1-2 now. Here comes the 1-2.
Nope. So you'd love for him to offer at that one, but the execution was flawless. Nice curveball that starts in the zone and breaks just out. Just a great take by the batter.
Marte on third with two out. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Ozuna is under it. And that retires the side. An inning in the books. Scoreless on MLB Network. Here's Marcell Ozuna. Lifetime numbers against Bumgarner. He's got 5 base hits in 18 at-bats. He's taken him deep once. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Curveball just misses apparently. 1-0. Bumgarner, it's a guy who throws a lot of strikes, rarely walks people, but what does bite him occasionally is the home run ball.
Matt, this is a guy that's not a power type of pitcher, so he needs to rely on being down in the strike zone. One of the keys, he tends to lose being aggressive when he falls behind, and he kind of nibbles around the strike zone. And what happens with that, Matty V, he becomes very predictable, and when you don't have overpowering stuff, you tend to be able to get hit hard.
Right back at the mound. Marte fields it cleanly.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dan. Sent it back right where it came from.
At the plate, Adam Duvall. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
No mistake what he was sitting on. Looking for a dead red piece of cheese middle of the plate, and he didn't miss it.
And here's Ronald Acuna Jr. now. Now a ball softly hit and fouled off to the left. Strike one. Curveball taken for a strike on the inside.
This is where, as a batter, you got to find a way to put something in the outfield. Get something elevated. I know you got to battle with 2 strikes and protect, but if anything is belt or above, you got to swing.
Another 0-2 home. Couple of men in scoring position here with none down. Hit down the third baseline. The tag gets one.
Batting seventh, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. Tried to crush that ball and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. Two quick strikes and now the 0-2. Now he'll step out at the plate and reassess things here. The next 0-2 is looked at off the plate for a ball. Just hung in there on that one. No score here as we play inning number 2. On the ground to short. This could be 2. To second for 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. So no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. On now to the bottom of the second, and we are tied 0-0. Digging in, Christian Walker. He drove in one of their 2 runs in last night's ball game. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Swing and a miss out in front of a changeup. Good fastball as he gets the swing and a miss. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
Nice 2-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
At the plate now, Wyatt Matheson, as he will line this one into right center, and this is going to get down and should be extra bases. And this will get to the wall out near the pool area, and he'll reach second now with 1 away.
Batting seventh, the third baseman,
Eduardo Escobar standing in. 9 at-bats for him in the series so far, and he's collected a pair of hits. First pitch of the at-bat. And a changeup here misses off the corner to start him out. It's ball 1. The 1-0. Skied into straightaway right. Duvall is there. 2 down. Stepping up now, Carson Kelly, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First pitch on its way. Ready with the 0-1. Popped up. Culberson waits on it. And that retires the side. One left for the Diamondbacks. We'll move to the third with no score. Now in the box, Charlie Culberson. He'll begin things here against Madison Bumgarner.
Charlie Culberson.
Here's the first pitch to him. Down the third baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Now here it comes. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Center fielder giving chase. He's there and records the first out.
Batting ninth, the pitcher, Cole Hamels.
So here now's the pitcher, Cole Hamels, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Now here's the pitch. Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike.
Oh, man, was that a hack. He's trying to create his own run support with a swing like that.
Weak grounder down the line at third. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Now a swing and a miss here as he's down on strikes. So it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third.
Boy, there's nothing better from a pitcher standpoint than watching that high fastball, a high piece of cheese, swung at and missed. That pitch looks so inviting to hit, but it's awfully tough to put in play.
So up steps Ozzie Albies. Oh, and this is hit high and deep out to left. And it's gone.
No surprise with that swing of the bat. This guy is simply one of the best in the game right now. There's not too many guys that take a beautiful hack like that in the league.
The batter, number 7.
And next will be Dansby Swanson digging in. Hard liner, but picked up on a hop. He'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. But the Braves are on the board first thanks to the solo home run. Bottom of the third coming up. It's now 1-0 Atlanta. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And next will be the pitcher, Madison Bumgarner.
Madison Bumgarner.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Not close with the off-speed pitch taken for a ball. That's by him for strike one. The 1-1 home. And it's fouled away. One and two. Here it comes. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Ketel Marte. It was a double for him in his first turn at the plate.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get maybe once an AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
This has not been a weekend to remember for him. He's just been completely lost at the plate, flailing all over the place. Now that's his 6th strikeout of the series. They've really got him figured out.
To the plate now, Nick Ahmed. Liner towards second. And that'll get down for a 2-out single.
Now batting. No left fielder. David Peralta.
Into the box, David Peralta, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1.
This is where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
A runner on first with 2 away. Weak grounder back to the mound. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 1 left for Arizona. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. With Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian with you as Freddie Freeman settles in to start out the inning.
Freddie Freeman.
Here's the first pitch to him.
No ball. 1 strike.
Bumgarner ready with the 0-1. This is on the ground over to first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
The left fielder, number 20, Marcell Ozuna.
So 1 away here with the bases empty, and that'll bring up big-time RBI man Marcell Ozuna. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. He sends it out to left field. Well hit. Peralta is back to the warning track, and he's able to put it away for the 2nd out.
Well, he hit that ball pretty well, but the only problem was that he pulled off it just a bit. The location was a little on the outer half, so he would have hit it even better if he would have stayed through the middle of the field with it.
Stepping in for the Braves, Adam Duvall. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Yeah, he did a great job to go down and get that one his last at-bat. But I got to think they're going to pitch him up, maybe elevate something in the zone. Interested to see how he approaches this next AB.
Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. Back up the, oh no, that got him. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely. And time now to see quite where that got him. And it appeared from up here at least, and his actions on the field confirm it. It looked like it got him on his drive leg, which could be problematic, of course, for him. But from the way he's trying to walk it off, I think he's going to try to continue. Acuna digs in now. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you can extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
Here comes the first pitch. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1. Chopper to short. Ahmed bare hands it. Touche, sir. 1 left for Atlanta, but they're up 1-0. Ready to go in the bottom of the fourth. And that will bring in the left-handed hitting outfielder Cole Calhoun.
Cole Calhoun.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Man, this guy's been incredibly efficient so far in this one, mostly because he's getting ahead. 70% of the batters he's faced, he's thrown a first pitch strike to.
Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone. So after getting the strikeout on the fastball, not a bad time to check out our pitch speed comparison for our 2 starters. And both of these guys working in pretty much the same realm. Just a 1 mile-an-hour differential from 94 down to 93 is the top speeds. Digging in for his second at-bat, Christian Walker looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Pitch on the way.
Ball inside.
The 1-0. Grounded weakly down the line toward third, but a foul ball. 1-1. Now the pitch. And it's 1-2.
I know it's cliche and it's tired at times, but a well-located fastball down at the knees is still the best pitch in the game.
No runs, 3 hits, no errors so far for the Diamondbacks. Fouled off. The 1-2 misses for the second ball. Swing and a miss on the fastball that time. Out number 2.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
Matheson.
So now to the plate, Wyatt Matheson. As he takes a called strike at the knees, it's 0-1. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. And it's quickly 0-2. No runs, 3 hits, no errors so far for the Diamondbacks. Little flare out to left, and that is in there for a 2-out base knock. Good work in a pitcher's count to get on base and keep the inning alive.
That's the name of the game right there, boys. Get on base any way possible. They're not all going to be beauties, but that one falls in front of the left fielder for a base hit.
So here's Eduardo Escobar. As Hamels will jump ahead of him, it's 0-1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Looked like the curveball slipped out that time.
Hey, struggling to find the release point of that curveball. That wasn't a very good one. Somehow he's just got to find that feel because that's a pitch he's going to need going forward.
Hamels comes set, coming home with the 1-1 pitch. And he jumps at a changeup, a swing and a miss.
That's how you open up the outside part of the plate. Pound 2 balls in.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. 1 left for the Diamondbacks. They're down 1-0. New inning set to get underway, and next to hit is the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
Travis d'Arnaud.
Here comes the first pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Calhoun on the run. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning.
8, Charlie Culberson.
So the bases are empty with one man gone. And that'll bring in the Georgia native Charlie Culberson. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And this is pulled foul as he was way out in front there. Now the pitch. Hit hard down the left field line. But this will be foul. Line drive to left. Peralta is in his tracks now as he makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, the pitcher, Cole Hamels.
2 gone now in the Atlanta half. For the 5th,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Austin Riley is going to grab a bat now and hit for the pitcher Hamels.
Number 27, Austin Riley.
And that's in there for strike 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he falls behind 0-2. Pitch on the way. Back up the middle. And that finds its way through for a base hit.
Hey, Dero, there's a case of trying to sneak a piece of cheese by a guy after starting him off with back-to-back off-speed pitches, has him 0-2, and can't get that fastball by him.
Yeah, you're doing him a favor right there. You got him dead to rights, 0-2. You can expand the zone. You can go north, south, east, west, and what does he do? He leaves a fastball, a hittable fastball, and he was able to get a knock.
And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ozzie Albies. As the first pitch here is a bit high, it's ball 1. 2 out with the man at first. A ball and a strike now to the Atlanta leadoff man.
One of the best ways to keep a guy uncomfortable is to pound him inside. They're doing that, and this one caught the zone.
The 1-1. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2.
He hasn't thrown that pitch much all game. I got to believe as an offense, you just got to throw that pitch away and move on to the next one.
High in the air out to center field. Long run for the center fielder. He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. Braves strand 1, but they're on top 1-0. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, during the commercial break, I had a chance to catch up with manager Torey Lovello about the Diamondbacks' offensive production. And one thing he stressed to me was the need for them to have better at-bats when they've got runners on base. They've had their opportunities with runners in scoring position, but still have 0 hits to show for it in those situations. He said repeatedly not coming through with the big hit can wear on you as a team, but in this sport, you have to dwell on the positives. He's confident they'll find a way to break through sooner or later.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Number 68 is on, and he'll take over on the mound in relief.
Number 68.
Bottom of the inning now, and now it'll be the catcher, Carson Kelly.
Leading off.
And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1.
Carson Kelly.
Hit down the line at first, but that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Slow roller down the third baseline, but this will be a foul ball, and it's still 0-2. Here it comes. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning. Coming to the plate now, Madison Bumgarner. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, Matty, big time K last time up, and it's been a tough series for him so far. You can tell he's just not seeing the ball off this team. Let's see if he can make an adjustment right here.
Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Your idea of working the count goes out the window. You're frustrated right now, down 0-2. Got to find a way to grind.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
In now, Ketel Marte. As he rips it on the ground to second. Albies brings it in. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks. It remains 1-0. The next to bat for Atlanta, Dansby Swanson. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. First pitch on its way. Push softly over toward the right side. And this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single.
Now batting, the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. No hits to this point. The 1-0. Nobody out, runner on first. Line drive, base hit into the left center field gap. This will kick up against the wall now. Swanson blows through the stop sign, headed for home. Safe at the plate, as it's now a 2-0 ball game.
Well, this is a lesson for all those pitchers out there. When you allow the leadoff man on base, it always comes back to haunt you. With no outs, I thought they might hold the runner at third, but they send him anyway, and the run scores.
Now the Diamondback skipper's up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And that's going to do it here today for Madison Bumgarner. He'll wind up lasting just 5 innings here. Didn't pitch all that poorly, yet he's gone nonetheless. Mike Leake takes over on the mound here with nobody out in the 6th inning.
Number 8, Mike Leake.
And that'll bring in Marcell Ozuna as it's grounded sharply to first. And it's a productive first out as that runner's able to advance 90 feet up to third here.
Now batting, right fielder, Adam.
Now at the plate, Adam Duvall. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. He's set. Here it comes. Sharp ground ball to third. He's got it. Throw on to first. 2 gone.
Now batting, the center fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr.
Stepping up to the plate, Ronald Acuna. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. Here comes the first pitch. Line toward right center. And that'll bring home run number 3. It's now a 3-0 cushion. And this will hop over the wall, but the run will score. Man, this guy is a blur on the base paths, Danny.
He was really motoring around the bases. I think he had every intention of stretching that one into a triple. He definitely has the wheels, but the ball bouncing over for an automatic double put an end to any of those kind of thoughts.
And it looks like they'd rather go after the next guy as the intentional walk signal comes here with 2 away.
That's what's called getting the treatment. Everyone knows he's a power threat with the bat, so it's all about not letting him be the guy that beats you.
Now to the plate, Charlie Culberson, 0 for 2 on his line thus far. First offering on its way. Hot shot on the ground is short. Ahmed fields it cleanly. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a couple of men left. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the home half of the 6th. Braves lead this one 3-0. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and that means that Nick Ahmed will be the next to bat. From the stretch. 1-0 count. Here it is.
Hey, you want someone sometimes to rattle the bat rack, but also the guy on the mound's got to eat too. They're executing their pitches out there. It's going to be tough to score some runs.
A ball and 2 strikes now. A swinging bunt out in front of the plate. So striding in, David Peralta. He was a ground out victim last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. It's his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll 2.
Pause, now the pitch. Now a fastball, a bit too low here. It's ball 1.
Got to believe the pitcher's going to trust his defense right here. Look for something down in his zone to induce a ground ball double play.
There's ball 2 as the slider dips below the zone. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Popped up, and this will not be caught. It's a foul ball. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1.
Well, that's just a quality pitch right there. The location was excellent because if it's put in play, there's a good chance it's on the ground for a double play. And hey, a strikeout always works too.
Standing in now, Cole Calhoun, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Line drive, that's a base hit into the right center field gap. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw.
Now's a good time for your pitcher to take a deep breath. He still has the lead, although it probably doesn't feel like it. So he can't worry about how he got into this mess. He just has to figure out how to get out of this mess.
At the plate now, Christian Walker, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground, but this will get foul for strike 2. Oh, and 2, here it comes. Struck him out. Struck him out again, I should say. His 3rd punch out of the game.
It's been a rough game for him at the plate. Couldn't get the bat off his shoulder right there, and he struck out twice before that one. So he's going to have a lot to think about when he leaves the ballpark tonight.
At the plate, Wyatt Matheson, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. We'll see if he can come through in a clutch spot here. 2 on, 2 out here in inning number 6. Snap throw from the catcher. Not in time. One and one. Here it comes. Hammered the other way to deep right field. Going back is the right fielder. At the track, the wall, gone. So that's his first home run in the big leagues, and it's fair to say it's a moment he'll never forget.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Matt. People ask him 50 years from now who he hit it off of and what stadium he was playing in, and he'll remember it all. Heck, he'll probably remember what kind of pitch it was, too. Hopefully he can get the ball back so that can go in his trophy case forever.
The third baseman, number 5, Eduardo.
Into the box now, Eduardo Escobar. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Grounded to the right. Freeman is up with it. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. But the Diamondbacks are up for 3 thanks to this 3-run home run. The 9 1 and 2 hitters due up to start the 7th. We're tied now at 3 apiece. Nick Markakis is up off the bench as he'll pinch hit here to start inning number 7.
Number 22, Nick Markakis.
Hit out towards second. Scooped up. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
Now batting, second baseman.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Ozzie Albies. He flew out in his last at-bat. First delivery to him on the way. Oh, now here's a drive out to the alley. Around first, he's digging for second. And he is into second base with 1 away as the go-ahead run.
You'd think they'd stop pitching to this guy by now. He's been torching them all weekend, and he stays hot here with another extra base hit. They'll be happy when this series is over, so they don't have to deal with this dude anymore.
Into the box, Dansby Swanson, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball 1-0. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Good tailing action there. It's 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes.
You chase a pitch that bad outside the zone, you got to find a way to regroup, adjust the batting gloves, only look over the heart of those 17 inches.
Fly ball out toward left center field. Center fielder on the run. He gets there, and that's the second out. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with 2 away now.
The first baseman, number 5.
So a runner at second, 2 down now, and in to bat next, one of the best run producers in the game, the left-handed hitting first baseman Freddie Freeman. And it looks like they'd rather go after the next guy as the intentional walk signal comes here with 2 away. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Alex Young will come on now, and he'll slide into the 7th spot in the lineup following the double switch. Josh Rojas is into the ball game as well, as he'll slide into the pitcher's spot, hitting 9th now on the double switch. Big spot here. First and second, 2 men gone, and that'll bring up the big RBI bat of Marcell Ozuna. From the stretch, here's the pitch. The 1-0. It's 1-2.
1-2.
And now time is called for and granted by home plate umpire Clyde Washington. And now he'll again ask for time. And one thing you don't want to do is get a pitcher too riled up out there. Ready with the 1-2. And a cut fastball, but this bounces near the plate for a ball. Sinker, 3-2 now.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
And now in advance of a big 3-2 pitch, time is called at the plate as he'll press the reset button. Out of the stretch, the 3-2 home. And a sinker there, swung on and missed for out number 3. Arizona bullpen comes through there. On now to the bottom of inning number 7. And we are... Shane Green is out from the bullpen now as he'll make his first appearance here on the season. Digging in now. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
Here's the 0-1. Good slider there. Gets a swing and miss. Oh, a fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today, he's gone on strikes.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and it backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
Strike one to start the at-bat. Green, playing here in his age 31 season. He was selected in the 15th round back in the 2009 MLB draft.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
And he fouls this one off. Ready on 0-2. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
That was a big strike out there, guys. The best pitchers have the ability to strike guys out when they really need to. And that second out was really important at this point of the game. Could be something we look back on later when the game's over.
Ketel Marte is at the plate as he watches ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. Popped him up. Darno is there. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Now at the plate, Adam Duvall. So far, 2 for 3 in this one.
The right fielder, Adam Duvall.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. This is line to left. Peralta is there, and he has it for the out.
I know they say sometimes that these things even out, but that was a bullet line drive that gets caught. He would have represented the go-ahead run.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. There's a drive high in the air and deep to left center field. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
Now batting, catcher, Travis Darno.
At the plate, Travis Darno. Here's the first pitch to him. Fouled away. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. This is skied into the air to straightaway center. Marte is there, and they go down in a hurry here as his side is quickly retired. Braves retired on just 4 pitches. The score remains tied at 3-3. Ready for another chance? Nick Ahmed. He reached base on an error and later came around to score last time up. Good slider there, and he gets ahead of him 0-1. As mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this game has the potential to result in a series sweep, but of course with a tie game on our hands, that is no foregone conclusion.
Never easy to sweep. This is one of those teeter-totter games, back and forth as we're tied going into the back end of this game right now. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out.
And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Classic slider, down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
Out in front of it, strike 1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Again, another foul ball. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Another one sent foul. The next 0-2 gets him looking at the knees for the strikeout.
No better way to minimize the potential damage a cleanup hitter can do than to strike out both guys in front of him. Always a confidence boost when you can sit down the guys at the top of the lineup.
In now, Cole Calhoun. Yes, he'll take a look at ball 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. One and one. Here it is. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. Hit sharply on the ground, and the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit.
Hey guys, he's not known for being a singles hitter right here, but that's his second knock of the game.
And I'm sure he'll take him, but the guys on the other side of the scorecard might be thinking we really avoided a worse fate. Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's the potential go-ahead run. Before the delivery, a check on that go-ahead run at first. And again a throw, keeping particularly close tabs on him. So now to the plate, Christian Walker, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Got him out on his front foot. It's 0-2.
Hey, hats off to the pitching staff right here. They've been able to hold a hot hitter in check in Game 4 this series.
And there's a line drive base hit to left field. This is going to kick off the fence now out in front of the Arizona bullpen. And the run will score all the way from first.
Boy, those have to feel really good, D-Row. You get late in the game, you come up with a big RBI base hit right here to give your team the lead.
Yeah, no one remembers that ground ball with eyes in the top of the second inning. You want to show up when the game is on the line. Can you quiet your emotions down, take the crowd out of it, and slow yourself down enough to come through? And that's exactly what he did.
And a fastball's in there for strike 1. And for the opposition, finishing this one off and salvaging a win in the series will sort of allow them to at least save a little face here at home.
No doubt about it. The last thing you want to do is get beat around in your own backyard. You want to make your home ballpark a winning ballpark. So winning this one and avoiding the sweep could be just what the doctor ordered.
2 out here and a runner at second. Now a fastball here that'll wisely lay off, and it's 1-2. The Braves are looking for the sweep in this game, as we mentioned earlier, but trailing by 1. They're going to need a swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. 1 for the Diamondbacks on the RBI double. Last chance coming up here for the Braves. It's now 4-3 Arizona. Tim LaCastro will stay in the game, taking over in right field and batting in the 8th spot. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Merrill Kelly comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th. All set to start the 9th in this one. And standing, Johan Camargo will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run.
Johan Camargo.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Peralta is under it. 1 away.
The pitcher, number 19, James Green.
Tyler Flowers will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with 1 gone in the inning.
Tyler Flowers.
A bouncer to the left side. On to first, and that means the Braves are now down to their final out.
The batter, number 1, second baseman, Ozzie Albies.
So the Braves down to their final out now. And that'll bring up Ozzie Albies. First offering on its way. Swing and a little blooper to center. In there, a base hit. And hold all tickets now as the tying run gets into scoring position with a 2-out double.
Everyone knows there are no awards for successfully getting 26 outs. You need to get all 27 before you can start celebrating. That 2-out double here in the 9th, putting the equalizer on at second base. A couple of minutes ago, this thing looked like it might be over, but everything can change with 1 swing of the bat.
At the plate now, Dansby Swanson. They'll go to work on getting that tying run home from second. The 0-1 offering pulled high in the air out to left field. He's got it, and the Diamondbacks are in the win column for the first time this year as the ball game is over.
Well, just an excellent job right here closing this one out. He just collected the first save of his career. Got to start somewhere.
A 1-run finish, 4-3, the final tally today. The D-backs came through late, taking the lead in the 8th to secure the victory. Alex Young claims the win out of the pen, his first. Merrill Kelly hammers down the save, his first of the year. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plezak, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian, we all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
The final line score for our ball game this afternoon for the victorious Diamondbacks: 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. For Atlanta, 3 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They left 9 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 7 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.
Tag, we knocking them.